obviously, we know white supremacy plays a big role in pitting black men and women against each other. That's been, you go back to the prison industrial complex and mass incarceration. Studies show that there are fewer black women getting married because of so many black men going to prison. In fact, when the incarceration rate rose, that's when one of the reasons black marriage started going down.
Aside from white supremacy, one of the biggest issues that we have in our community is a lack of accountability and a lack of leadership from our men. I think that there's a lot of things that white supremacy would not be successful at if we had strong male leadership. But considering we don't even have a standard of conduct for manhood in our community, that's very difficult to obtain.
I do feel as though, of course, the system of white supremacy is responsible for the images, but at some point we're regurgitating them. We're taking what they're giving us and then we're giving it to ourselves, and then which is really dangerous because, of course, when the chef looks like us, we ingest it even more. Like, okay, no, that's what it is. This is our reality, but we're creating our reality.
Our women are who they are today because of us, because of the man. If we the head, if we are the rulers, then we got to step up and take position of what we're supposed to do as a man. We got to be the head of that. Our women don't see us as the head no more. She don't see us as the man anymore. She's looking outside of that for protection. Anything go wrong, what does she do? She called the man on her man.
We do a lot of finger pointing. And if you when you put the spotlight on the brothers, the finger pointing comes back to the women. And when you put the spotlight on the sisters, the finger pointing goes back to the men. For me, everybody should be pointing a finger back at themselves. I'm more prone to holding us as women more accountable because I am a woman. Because I know that most of the men that I have interacted with, that I have seen throughout my life, that really had deep-seated issues with women, had mommy issues.
You can't have power struggles because of the Eurocentric mindset that we have as black men. And we got to admit it, black men. We have succumbed to this system. So now the way how they think, we start thinking like them and emulating them. So because we grew up in a Judeo-Christian society, you're going to hear words like submit. You're going to hear words like, if I do this. The issue here is we need to know what our roles are.
The sonnetter is very problematic to me right now. It's like, first of all, number one, submission, when you're asking for submission, that implies that you have power, okay? Socially, black men have zero power. Okay, so the reality of it is you can't be sitting in a system of white supremacy being dominated by another group of men and then asking people to submit to you. That's number one. Number two, black men are always complaining, saying black women took on the feminist attitude of the white woman, but they never admit to the fact that their whole entire relationship dynamic comes from white males. You don't have a patriarchy. You don't know African patriarchy. The only patriarchy that you know is white male patriarchy.
I really hate to interrupt this video, but this is just a little 60-second teaser. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this, then you'll need to click the link in the description below. Because if you haven't noticed by now, YouTube and I really don't have a good relationship. So all of my videos are on my website, ikyg.com, completely uncensored and unfiltered. You can't even leave comments under this YouTube version, but you can do all of that on my website. So go and watch the whole video. You won't be disappointed. And why not join my Patreon to have access to private live streams and early access content? There's also a video in the description that tells you why I'm not on YouTube anymore and what you get if you join my Patreon. But if you don't want to join my Patreon, then just click the link in the description to watch the rest of this video in full. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey man, that's racist.